Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Live. We're starting this film at Bar Street, the beginning of the nicer part. You can see here there's Notorious and the place next to it, which is being done up at the moment. And there's also some work going on over at Bubbles there. And we're going to head down this way towards the harbour, showing you the nicer part of Bar Street as we go. Now, no Flares bars open. Well, whether they're open right this minute, but they are, like, if you're here in the summertime, they'll definitely be open. And ooh, that looks quite nice, that. I was going to say hello to the cat. Well, there's two cats. Sorry, but I can't resist them. Oh, there's three cats. There's one in there as well. Meow. Sorry, I haven't got any food. Meow. What's your view on the wind at the moment? Yes, indeed. Couldn't have put it better myself. Thing is, if I actually took some cat treats with me and I walked around filming, I'd soon have a trail of cats. And it might be popular for some people, but wouldn't really... Oh, I just got distracted there. There's a little church here which has got a very nice garden. I'll have a quick wander around in that. Boom, 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 boom. The sun had come out again, but it looks like it's clouding over again towards the harbour now. Oh, look at that, isn't that pretty? Let's have a quick wander. Another cat. Meow. Meow. Looks like he's eating something. Oh, it's a bone you got. Chicken nugget. I'm not going to take it off you, mate, don't worry. Yes, it's a nice little chapel, this. Little oasis amongst... It's got a padlock on it, so I'm definitely not going in there. Test your strength machine over there. As some people do to impress their date. There's a very odd looking character we're approaching now. It's worth remembering as well that this is like a Wednesday morning, end of March. So not what you'd describe as peak tourist season. Now down there takes you back to... What puzzles me is if you drive up from the other way, there are no entry signs from that side as well. Bit weird. These trees were recently getting pruned, so Baywatch is obviously getting back into the season. Down there you've got a number of bars. The Britannia's down there, very popular. I don't know why that cab decided to stop where it did, but it got tooted for its reward. Yeah, Baywatch is definitely open. I mentioned that because someone was asking. I think they're doing up the place next to it as well. I certainly hope so, because it needs it. This is obviously the other side of Bar Street now, and Again, we have a rundown area smelling of wee. At some point in the near future, I'd imagine the lick of paint and cement mixes will come down here, because pretty much all of the rest of Paphos has had that treatment. Ace's bar's coming up. We're getting back to a nicer part now. If we could avoid going down that little route, I would. It just stunk. There's a fountain here though now. Wind's picking up again. Going to walk past St. Paul's Pillar. I should warn you in advance, there may well be a lot of cats there, so expect Shahi Indian street food. I'm going to have a quick look at the menu there. Pan around so you can see. I do like a good Indian. Couldn't see any jalfrezi there. Feeling a few drops of rain on my head now as well, unfortunately. I've come this far. I might want to go back to the car, do another attempt at filming the seafront, because I realised when I'd done that the sound hadn't been working. So I'll either have to dub it over or just provide you with a musical soundtrack, which doesn't really get the effect, so I might do that again. Such as my dedication to my craft. Oh. Now this church up here is a very popular place for weddings, and I'll include a link to the Your Cyprus wedding, which is the Anglican Church of Paphos's wedding site, and they'll have more information for you about that. There's a big crowd of people over there. Probably wondering what happens with a nice sunny weather. But normally at St. Paul's Pillar you can walk around on these raised walkways, but I think they're still closed at the moment. Originally they were closed for COVID, but now I think they're just closed with a view to being renovated at some point in the future, though I don't know for sure. Something's happening there, for instance. Not sure what that's going to be. There's one cat, obviously wants to have a quiet life. Meow. Yeah, he's wandering around, wondering to see if I had any food. God, it's getting windy. I don't know if you can still hear me. I might see if I can wander into the church, but I don't know if it's open or not for a mass, because I don't really want to burst in mid-service. So, hi, do you mind if I film? I see the walkway's closed. Not safe to walk on. I won't be doing any talking if I walk through here and it's filming though, so. Right, there's a liturgy in progress there anyway, so I'm not filming much of it. But hopefully you had a little tantalising glimpse of what it's like inside, and you can find more pictures on our main Paphos Life website about it. Now we'll come down to the pillar itself. Ooh. Oh, there's a tour group in progress. I'll just try and film the ruins. There's numerous churches here in varying stages of decay, obviously. I'm not going to tell you too much about them because I know that there's a big sign up ahead that explains it all, so I'll just read that to you instead. Right. Now that way there are some Turkish baths, but I mean ancient Turkish baths. I don't mean you can go there now and have a nice rub down, but I'm not going to bother with that because there's not a lot to see there recently. Not recently, really, I meant. There's a Segway tour going past that bus. Now a lot of people criticise Segways, but I do know there's at least one tour, and I think it's probably that one actually, looking at them, who take things like safety very seriously and do a decent job. Because you can see everyone's got crash helmet on and they're going at sensible speeds and not driving around like maniacs, and businesses like that need to be encouraged and supported. People who do it properly. Oh, here we go. Erik Ejgod, King of Denmark, 1095 to 1103. In Paphos was buried Erik, King of Denmark, who died suddenly on his way to the Holy Land. From here, it's but a short step to St. Paul's pillar itself. There's a lady feeding cats there. I won't film her because I haven't got her permission. To the north of the atrium there is a pillar marked with the asterisk that's on the map obviously, which according to local tradition the people from Paphos tied St. Paul and whipped him 39 times. It's difficult to read the sign from here, so you'll have to forgive me. Surprisingly, medieval travellers made no mention of the pillar, but only of the underground prison of the Apostle. According to the Acts of the Apostles, Barnabas, Paul and Mark visited Paphos in 45 AD during their first missionary journey to Cyprus. In Paphos, the then capital of the island and the seat of the Roman governor, St. Paul preached Christianity. The Roman governor, Sergius Paulus, it looks like, converted to this new religion, triggering the Christianization of Cyprus. So, it doesn't actually say why St. Paul was tied there. I might have to look it up. But there's the alleged pillar that it all happened. Now, weather's taking a bit of a turn for the worse now, so the rest of my journey and film is not going to be that detailed. So have a quick look at the ruins. There are a number of churches there that have been built at varying times. and I'll return there on a drier, less windy day to give them better treatment. There are a couple of cats who have obviously just had a bit of food from the woman we saw, or didn't. I can't remember if I filmed that. Cat's lost an eye, poor thing. Meow. You won't find it down there, mate. Oh, or was I wrong? Sorry. You can see where they're doing their excavations. They also uncovered a load more pillars and columns. And just left here at the moment, waiting for the resources for them to be fully assembled again. Which is worth thinking about when you consider that there's a bridge they've just uncovered by T42. You might think, oh, they've got to preserve that, but there's all this stuff which has been here for years, which is probably historically far more significant, and you've got to like spend what limited resources you have in the best way. So personally, I tend to have a more, what's the word, I wouldn't say progressive, but I can fully understand if they just decided to bulldoze over that little bridge though and put the pipe there. And we're coming back out onto the seafront again now. Oh, that's not nice. There's some tourists all wearing pacamaks and other raincoats. They're more sensible dressed than I am, though, I have to say. Woo. And I'll finish off back at the seafront with a view of that, I think. Right, see what the weather is like compared to what it was like about an hour ago. It's a bit choppier. I think what I'm going to do actually is stop recording here, then walk up to the other end of the seafront and film from there back to the car, because that way I'll have two seafront walks. One of them will have sound, okay? So I hope you've enjoyed that walk, showing you St. Paul's Pillar and the other aspects of Kritou Paphos, and we'll see you soon. Cheers, bye.